The guy was not training at all, but he got out there. He and my mom took me up there and rode that first day to be supportive. That was a baller move for someone who was not training at all.
I was born in the Northern California.
This is a special episode I've been wanting to do for a while. Taking a slightly different approach than the main episodes here on Burning Matches, but I wanted to pay a tribute to my stepfather, Dennis. He came into my life when I was in sixth grade, around the time I was getting into cycling, actually, and he did some pretty cool stuff that had a profound impact on me. One, I have to give him credit that one of the first events that I did as I was getting into cycling, this was before racing, but trying to find outlets for this cycling thing that I loved after seeing Breaking Away when it came out. But Hilly 100 was a 2-day cycling event in Indianapolis, or near Indianapolis. I know it was in Indiana it was near Bloomington. That's where it was, because I was excited about it because it was right by the campus, and I was able to go visit the track where Breaking Away was filmed, which again, that was the movie that changed my life when I saw that, and I went full bore into this sport, cycling. But Dennis went with me, and I have to give him credit because the guy was not training at all, but he got out there. He and my mom took me up there and rode that first day of 45 hilly miles and to be supportive. And that was a baller move for someone who was not training at all. So I wanted to give credit for that. Another really important experience I had, it was cycling and Dennis, was I got into cycling or racing in '84. Did my first race in January where I got dead last, and I think it was called the Polar Bear time trial, and met Craig Farrell, St. Louis Cycling Club. After that, he said, "Hey, look, if you're serious about this thing, I'm on a team, St. Louis Cycling Club. I do a junior training ride every day after school. Join the club and show up if you want to get serious about this sport," which I did, and just got slaughtered those first rides, but man, it changed my life, and started doing well in races by April. By the summer, I was lucky enough through some qualifying race up in Wisconsin. I had qualified for a junior development training camp out at the Olympic Training Center, which was pretty exciting to be out there and riding with the top riders from around the country. However, I have to say I was definitely above my pay grade on that one, because I mean, super incredible experience, but it was a 2-week camp, if I remember, and the first week was training and doing a bunch of types of exercises and things like fitting your bike and stuff like that, if I remember right. But then there was a stage race, 7 races in 8 days, and it was all through Colorado. I was just not up for it. I'd definitely been in less than 10 races when I qualified for that thing. Definitely had never ridden at altitude at all. And I was coming along as a rider, just wasn't prepared for that level of riding, and definitely that level of racing, 7 races, which was probably not far off of my entire count to date that year. But I will say I kept going with every race. It was pretty humbling experience, but one thing I did was I was just determined not to quit. I was Lanterne Rouge the whole race for sure. I was last in every race except maybe one. There was a 75-mile road race that left from Copper Mountain, did 3 laps around some lake. I remember we'd be climbing forever, mobbing it down this mountain, and then coming back up again. And me and my friend Jim from New York, and I don't remember the other guy, there was 3 of us just way off the back. I think I was by myself for a while and came across those guys. But yeah, we were off the back, and we all agreed in solidarity that we would not sprint at the end. But of course, the finish line came into view, and as tired and beaten up as we were morally, we sprinted anyway. But I think maybe that race I was second to last. Anyways, it was a cool experience. But my stepfather gave me credit that I never got off the bike, and that was something he would remind me about through the years as just when it would come up, or I'd be going through a challenging time, and reference, when that experience happened, while it was rough, I never got off the bike and I just kept going. And ultimately, that helped me. I did well in some races when I got back from Colorado and continued to enjoy riding. And it was a super beneficial experience, as humbling as it was. So I just wanted to say, that we all know the sport, what we learn on the bike transcends the sport all the time. And I'm really grateful for so many experiences and lessons I get in training, and the people I ride with, and the family and friends who have supported me. And definitely want to give Dennis credit for reminding me about that lesson, and that has helped me then and has helped me since. So happy birthday, Dennis.
'Cause in this life, it drifts like waves to lose.